Always knew my family didn't hold me in high regard. Growing up, I was the misfit, the reserved kid who never quite matched their expectations. While my cousins bragged about their weekend bashes and designer outfits, I was the geek who spent his days studying, working, and plotting my escape. I had no interest in winning their approval, especially not from my conceited, self-centered relatives. But as luck would have it, I succeeded. I poured my heart into my work, built something of my own, and amassed more wealth than any of them could dream of. They didn't care, or at least they acted like they didn't. My achievements were invisible to them until they saw a chance to profit from it. That brings me to tonight. I hadn't intended to see them. I'd spent years dodging these family reunions because they were always predictable. Snide comments, forced grins, and subtle jabs reminding me that, no matter my accomplishments, I'd always be just Marcus to them, the outcast. But my mother, with her kind heart, pleaded with me to attend. Just one dinner, Marcus. It had been years. I gave in. I regretted it the moment I stepped into that fancy steakhouse. The whole extended family was already seated at a grand, regal table, laughing and chatting like they were in a scene from a film. My cousin Derek, my childhood bully, sat at the center, smirking like he ruled the place. The second his eyes caught mine, that smirk grew wider. "Well, look who showed up," Derek called out, loud enough to draw attention. "Didn't think you'd make time for us, hotshot." I forced a tight smile and reached for a chair at the table's end. Derek's brow furrowed. "Sorry, Marcus, that seat's taken." I scanned the table. The only open spots were next to Derek or his equally smug sister, Laura. I reached for another chair, but Laura rolled her eyes. "That one's reserved too," I stared. "You're joking." Derek laughed, leaning forward with his elbows on the table. "Marcus, this table's for family. Maybe try outside." A few chuckles rippled through the group, not everyone, but enough to make my jaw clench. My mother looked uneasy but stayed silent as always. My aunt gave a smug grin, my uncle shook his head like I was a pathetic joke, and Derek, he looked delighted. I could have walked out. I should have walked out. Instead, I smiled. "Outside." "Nah, I'll stay." I grabbed a chair from a nearby table and dragged it over, positioning it just outside their circle but close enough to be part of the setup. A waiter approached, looking unsure, but I waved him off and ordered a coffee. Derek and Laura exchanged a glance but didn't push further. Not yet. Then the performance began. I wasn't naive, I knew why they wanted me here. It wasn't about reconnecting. It was about showing off. Throughout dinner, they made a point of ordering the priciest items on the menu. "I'll have the Wagyu," Derek declared, snapping the menu shut. "And the lobster. Oh, and another round of cocktails for everyone." He shot me a sly grin. "We're celebrating after all," Laura smirked. "Yeah, let's make tonight special." My uncle chimed in, "Get the fanciest desserts too." The waiters kept coming and the tab kept climbing. I stayed quiet, sipping my coffee, watching them with a faint smile. When the plates were cleared, the wine glasses empty, and everyone was leaning back with content size, the waiter brought the bill. $32.47. He placed it right in front of me. Derek stretched lazily. "You've got this, right, Marcus?" Laura giggled. "Come on, it's pocket change for you." Silence. The whole table stared at me, waiting. I let the moment linger, then picked up the bill, glancing at it like I cared about the total. Then I chuckled softly. Derek's brow furrowed. "What's so funny?" I leaned back, took another sip of my coffee, and grinned. "Oh," I said, "you guys have no clue who's footing this tonight." With that, I placed the bill back down in front of Derek. Derek stared at it, blinking as if trying to process what just happened. I can tell what happened in the short video, full video on my channel link in below.